Alright. Hopefully you see me. Hopefully you hear me. The last live stream had audio problems. Kind of bummed me out. So I thought I'd redo the whole thing over again, because I don't want to leave stuff up that has technical issues. So hopefully this sounds better. I can kind of hear myself. I'm waiting for my off-air to show up. So I can kind of see myself. I guess I can go ahead and start some gameplay for you. So we're on the air. I got my recording going. Got the stream going. Mic is not breaking up. So the mic issue we're having is my digital audio I/O device. It's a Mackie Blackjack Onyx. Has really nice preamps. They're the Onyx preamps, but I've never used them, and so the gain pots on this preamp 1 is noisy, and I have exercised it aggressively, and it just fucked me. So I will continue on, and if you hear any audio problems, maybe try to shout out a chat or something. Give me a heads up if anybody's watching, but I'm having fun learning. And the last stream kind of had some issues with my flying, so it might be actually better to do it again anyway. So I see it in one place. I don't see it in another. I think I'll go ahead and go with it without off-air for now. So I got to get into the game. Take off my producer's hat. And we're going to start the game. And I'm going to start over, I think, with everybody. I think we just lost money last time. So I'll go ahead and go into this game. We sent about $100,000 ship to the moon and blew it up for nothing. So do it again. So it's pretty loud in my ears. I'm turning it down for chirping. And then there's my mic mix. And we'll see how the mix works out for you. I don't see off-air anywhere. So I'm going to try this again. And that's just going to be useless. So we won't... Oh, my phone. I'll go to my phone for off-air. So I'm actually going to the phone. YouTube on my phone. And show me this stream. There it is. There. So now I can kind of see. Put this right down here. All right. We're going to go to the moon. Again, let's go to our vertical assembly building. We had a small discussion about moon flight rockets. I had at one time a 3, and this is a big rocket. What I try to do is get as much payload up into orbit as I can, and that's kind of what this is. And then as I was working on my moon rocket, I realized I didn't need all that, and I made a moon 4 that only has 2 boosters. This guy's pretty much ready to go. Did we have an antenna? Yeah, we had an antenna. I wonder what, like last time we weren't getting a radio signal, but we had an antenna anyway, so whatever. We're ready to launch this thing, I think. I don't have any off-air. I wouldn't see any questions anyway. If you had any. So anything else you need to know? These are solid rocket boosters, and these three are liquid hydrogen oxygen engines. Let's send it to the launch pad and go to the moon and do some science. We like science on the moon. It's valuable, almost priceless. All right, we are on the launch pad. If you guys aren't familiar with Kerbal Space Station, that's where we built it. Kind of build my rockets so they can stand there for a bit and not blow over in the wind. You can look at the flag and see how much the wind is blowing. Is that flag like straight out? All right. Turning on the stability assist, maximum throttle. Fire this thing. There we go. Beautiful day to fly. Oh, we got Jeb on board. Abort. Revert. Back to the vehicle assemblability. We want to take a scientist to the moon. Oh, dude. Did I crash? Gosh, I am just having the best day. Kerbal Space Program is doing something it's never done before. This is awesome. And it crashed. It looks like we crashed to nothing. I'll relaunch the game. Awesome. How did that happen? I launched, I aborted, and it crashed. Alright. Well, fortunately, I don't know what you're seeing from the game. But are you seeing my loading? And I told you that the operating system and Steam and the Steam library are on an M.2 solid state drive. And look at the kind of load speeds I'm getting, if you can see it. I keep looking around. I see a blank screen. There it is. Okay, you're seeing it. So we'll be loaded here pretty quick. Sorry about the crash again. I could restart the stream, but I don't think that's necessary. If the audio sounds good, and there are no technical issues, well, I guess the game crashing is a technical issue. But it's bound to happen to me, I guess, so I should get used to it. But it's the first live on the air. And I guess it was my fault for aborting it. Making history loading, and I've got breaking ground as well. But that's how those two assets just loaded that quickly. Got 4 errors I'm tracking down in my tweak scale mod. Maybe that could have just been wise. I haven't been able to find what any problems were. Alright, loading's complete. Start game. Start game. Resume game. BG1 is breaking ground. I think they called it 1. It was the scenario I did to just start out breaking ground and see how it played for vanilla. Okay, we're back. We want a vehicle. Our vehicle is the Moon 4. And who's driving it? A scientist should be driving it. So on a Kerbal here, Jeb gets kicked out and Bob takes the seat. And then go to the launch site. Oh, I'm sitting on my leg. I'm gonna get comfortable. I'm gonna be flying here for a bit. Shake everything. Alright, there we are on the launch pad. Stability assist, maximum throttle. Fire. Bob, the scientist, is on board, going to the moon. And we'll make this as long as it needs to be to get there and back. So I should be able to knock it out pretty quick. We made it in less than 2 hours last time. Okay, we're over 100 meters a second. That's something I like to do. I feel like the ship's a little more stable when we're going a little faster. 150 is when I can start pulling back a little bit. Like I said before, or I haven't told you, but the thickest part of the atmosphere is like around 7,000. Not the thickest part, but the maximum load. Where I lose control the most times is around 7,000 feet, so I don't want to be doing 300 meters before 7,000, and we're getting close. So I'll back off to like 2/3 throttle. So we do 300 through this range. See how nice and stable it is? This is a nice flying rocket. Alright. Next thing, we're going to lose the solid rocket boosters here in a bit. They're going to burn out. They like to flop around a little bit, and I like to let them stabilize. So max throttle as they burn out. Nice. Awesome. Alright, we are climbing. Yeah, they always hit each other. And dropping solid rocket boosters on your space center. Let's see where those land. Alright, 20,000 feet, I like to start my turn. About 10 degrees. We just get to 80 here, but by 30 I want to be at 45 degrees. So even like right here, I'll start leaning over. But we're going real slow, so I'll hold on that turn a little bit. Pick up some speed, 30,000. Instead of going to 45, I might go to 60. 40, I'm normally at 30 degrees. At 40,000 feet. Feet. I'm going to go to 45. 50, I'm normally at 20. I'm just trying to pick up speed. Kind of doing the gravity turn thing. I'm going to go over to 30 now. Start to get some horizontal speed going. Looks like we got lots of fuel. $50,000, I'm normally at 20. Picking up speed. getting closer to numbers like 1,000 meters a second are nicer to me. At 60, I'm normally at 10. Kind of putting all of our thrust in the horizontal direction now, trying to pick up speed. I'd like to be around 1250 at 70,000 feet with Bob on board. And we're there. We're in space. Want to pick up a little more speed. Kind of look at our map and see how high have I thrown myself into the atmosphere. And 100,000 will do. Killed the engine. I now want to make us circularize the orbit at the AP. I won't butcher the word. So, with my McJeb, which is a mod, I'm going to circularize at the AP. Create the node. There's my orbital path that just appeared, the brown thing. I probably can't see it at lower reses, but I'll let it stay there for a minute. So, in 1 minute, I need to do a 40-second burn. Let's get to the target. And I'll go to the map, because you got to turn this whole ship to the blue. And the burn's 45 long at full throttle. So like 20 to 30 seconds, I open this thing up and do what's like the orbital insertion burn. Right now, we're on an arc here, and this 1,000 meter per second burn is to provide enough horizontal thrust to get us going around the planet. We gotta I'm gonna call this the orbital insertion burn. We gotta get her going at 30, looks like a good time. Like, we're right about now, we're aimed at the target, and full throttle. I'll go back to the map and show you that the ballistic trajectory is indeed getting wider and wider on both sides. So we increase our speed, and we still have 700 meters. And over here I got plenty of fuel to finish the burn with these liquid fuel motors. 400. 300, 200, 100, I knock it down to about 2/3. I think we're in orbit now. At 50, I come down to about 1/3. And then I look for it going back the other way. And we may not have done a very good job this time. Kind of a sloppy looking orbit. I'm going to remove the clutter, so remove all nodes. And we got a 120 on this side and then a 90 on that side. So a nice elliptical orbit. But it'll do. We're not going to hit the ground. That's good. Is that our booster? Our debris is going to fall. I hope those solid rocket boosters didn't hit anything at the Space Center. So what's next? We're in orbit. We got to match the orbit of the moon, which is where we're going. So I'm going to zoom out and introduce you guys to the solar system. There's two moons. There's a moon, an MUN, and there's a Minimus. Secondary moon. They're both fun. I've been to both of them. Today we're going to the moon. So we're going to set it as our target. And I can look at these AN and DNs that just appeared and tell that by being 1 degree, we are not in alignment with the moon. We're so far out that aiming is critical at this point, so we got to get right on the money. So there's a tool in McJeb's stuff for matching the plane of the target. And I am here. And we want to kind of do it at the DN. So I'm going to tell it to do it at the DN. And create that node. So now where the DN was, we're going to do a burn to get us in the same plane as the moon. A lot of times this is a 90-degree turn to get this thing. It's an up or a down burn. So I'm looking at the Earth here. And I'm taking manual control of the ship. And I got to turn it toward the blue target. And I just try up and down. You got a 50-50 chance, or at least I do. And it looks like we're going up. So I'm looking at the ball here, and I'm moving to the blue target that McJeb has provided for me. And that happens to be that purple triangle is straight up and straight down. Like in this case, I guess it'd be the pole, the northern pole. Ooh, too far. Stop. Back. How big these things are and how much momentum they have. How much time do I have? I got 14 minutes before this burn. So get it lined up, and then we'll fast forward time. And there we go. Everything sounds good to me so far. Alright. Now in 13 minutes, we make that burn. Like from here where we are, around over to here. So speed up time. Watch our capsule move. Here's a time down here counting down to that maneuver. And about 1 minute out, I'll slow her back down. So 4 minutes out, 3 minutes out, 2 minutes out, 1 minute out. Stop, about 30 seconds out. But we're all aligned. I think we're ready for the burn. We're in the dark. We can burn in the dark. The burn is less than a second. So again, this is going to be a real tight burn. I've learned with these aligning to the plane maneuvers in the past that they're pretty sensitive. You go past them real quick. So I'm looking here at the T node. Around 0, I'll probably fire the engine at like 5 seconds till. Just crack it open. So I'm just cracking the nozzle open. Because we only have to do 38. That's actually, you know, maybe I'll crack it open 2 notches. So like 5 seconds. Here we go. Boom, boom. 2 notches. Maybe 3. Slow her down. And 8, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop. And looking at these AN and DNs, when they're 0, you're aligned. So we did it. Remove the node. Cool. All right, we are in line with the moon. Now we have to do a bi-impulsive Hohmann transfer to target. Maybe you guys can help me with that pronunciation. I used to call it Holloman, but there's no L there, so Hohmann transfer. That's the cool one, so I'll select it at an optimal time. Sure. Boom. So see what it did? It just calculated this for me. The stock method, you could try to do this out, but you play with that and find out how much fun you have. I can't even play the game with the original stuff. So McJeb makes it a whole lot better for me to play. So we have our intercept. Like the moon's over here, and we're going to meet it over here. We have to do this burn in 30 minutes. Got to straighten myself out. I know if I kind of go prograde, that'll get me close to the target when we get around to it. Like right now we may be way off, but I'm gonna probably fly around the planet for 30 minutes to get ready for this burn. It's an 850 meter per second burn, pretty substantial burn to launch us toward the moon. Now, I have the first stage still attached. I've had enough fuel to get completely into orbit, do the orbital insertion, and get us in the right plane with the first stage. I actually brought up a second stage for this lunar burn. What do I call it? The lunar trajectory burn. So I want to lose this, but I want to do it in the light. And I'm going to do a lot of things so I don't make assumptions that I actually know I'm going to come into the light here. The burn's around the other side. So we can. Yeah, we'll go into the light. And we don't do the burn until we're in the dark. So I'll show you what it's like coming around the bright side of the planet. Whee! And right about here, we'll stop and play a little bit. Any water around? There. And then it should go prograde. I'll come over where you can see it. And the burn's in 17 minutes. Yeah, they did nice texture map upgrades for all the grasslands and the mountains and everything. It looks pretty good from up here. It's different. Looking down is different. It looks like sand dunes and stuff now. That's deserts I think we're over. Alright, we're prograde. We're 17 minutes out. I'll get closer. Speed it up. I'm looking at the pictures and the speed at the same time, like trying to make it pretty. 15 minutes out. Probably stop about 5 minutes out. Tip up here. Okay, that's 5. I'll probably go to 2, 3, 2, Here we go. And we'll swing around prograde. And if you saw the first stream, which you probably didn't, I was all excited. The moon is always right behind the Earth here. It's our target. So just as we go to do the burn to send us on our way to the moon, it comes out from behind the planet. So that kind of makes sense to me. Like we're coming around from behind the planet. Kind of line up the ball this way. Oh, and we can lose the first stage. I wanted to do this in light for you, but I'll lose the first stage. Little throttle to show you I've got one engine now. And this is what we're taking to the moon. I don't have to take that whole ship, and then there wasn't any fuel really left in it for this burn. Okay, we're doing prograde. I've got to take control, manual control again, to get it on the blue mark. The blue mark is provided by McJeb. Is what to aim for when we're shooting for the moon. This is our velocity vector, or thrust vector. That's what direction we're going to thrust in. All right, 1 minute out. The moon should appear anytime. It's over here on our HUD. That's the target coming around from behind the planet. The burn is going to be a 40-second full throttle burn. I'm going to go full throttle. So we'll fire at about 30 seconds. There's the moon. That's where we're going. So see how we've aligned our plane to where we're firing right at the moon. And waiting for 30 seconds maybe. And fire. Come on, engine. Okay, sometimes when you apply full throttle, the ship re-aims itself. Looks like we're doing good. We're right at the blue mark. Got plenty of fuel. Bob's alive. That's good. Thrusting right at the moon. We're not right at it, but toward it. 100. Slowing it down. 50. Slowing it down more. 20. 15. And stop. Alright. I probably overdid it again. Remove the node. See what kind of flight path we're on. That's what's going on, if it makes any sense to you. It's kind of funky right now. I go out to the moon. Focus, and here you can actually see, and I did. I went past it. So I'm gonna do some prograde or retrograde burns. What am I at now? It looks like I'm prograde. I think I'm gonna do retrograde first. It's a 50-50 chance. I'll try one, see which way it moves, and if it's going the wrong way, go the other way. Okay, so here's just a little test to see this. I want to go down through the planet and come out the other side. We're gonna go into an orbit the wrong way. And we're so far away from the moon, little adjustments now make a big difference. I want to highlight that. And that's the right direction. And about 100,000 feet would be nice on the other side. So over here. There. That's 50. 80. There. Oh, too far. That's fine, because we're just going to land on the surface from 100,000. Sure. We can do that. All right. So we're perfect. Everything's good. Right? We're going to come in around the moon at 115,000. So I shut off this engine so I don't fuck it up. That I've turned on that engine during this journey across. And boy, it's hard to get it back on target after you do that. I'll speed it up a little bit because this is one of my favorite parts of the game is when we fly away from Earth. So that's 10 speed. We're in the shadow of the Earth right now. But that won't last forever. How's our power? We can monitor things here. We got batteries, fuel. I don't have any solar panels out yet, so we have discharged just a little bit there. So watch our electrical charge. Slow us back down to 1. And he's going retrograde toward the target. That's what I like to do. And we're kind of aimed at this as we go by. How about some solar panels? Put 2 on the end here just for the fun of it. These would be cool. I thought they looked cool. And they should be more than enough. I tend to overdo things when it comes to solar panels because I break them. And I like to have redundant backups when I break them. So there, our panels are out, we're charging, and here we have a full charge for our journey. And we have an antenna. So I'm going to extend the antenna so that our radios work. So we have control of the ship. So you should know, if you're an experienced user, you know a scientist is not able to fly this ship. And I only have one seat on board, so what's really flying the ship is this hex remote control up here. I'm controlling this, and I'm flying Bob to the moon remotely. So that's what's going on. That's why we have a scientist flying the ship. So I next was going to do the pullback, as we'll increase the speed. It's like 10, and let you watch the Earth. I'll probably do this over and over for all the times I leave planetary bodies. They just look so awesome. And look at all that detail. I'm tempted to speed it up, but it's more dramatic leaving it slower. And it won't last that long. And that little blue planet fades away very quickly. Pretty cool game. They've redone all the stars, it looks like. Okay, I can speed it up now because it's getting slower the further away we get. So now this is, 50 times. Try not to interfere with it too much. Just let you watch. Because I've watched this many times, so I like it. I can actually get kind of sentimental. It's like, bye-bye, all your friends, all your family, everybody you know. It's on that little blue ball. And look how big space is. That's what I learned from Kerbal Space Program, is just how big space is, how much room there is between the planets. Mars is out there, but you can't see it. And Venus is out there, and you can't see it. And soon, we won't be able to see the Earth. So yeah, on the journey to Mars, the Earth just disappears. And it's like, wow, you can't see home anymore. Okay, maybe a little faster. Kind of look around and show you the solar system. And our little planetary system. Let's see, Minimus is out there somewhere. You guys see it somewhere, it's green. There's the moon. I'm thinking, is that one of those Minimus? No. When you're looking at it, the moons have phases, bright and dark spots. So if we actually saw Minimus out here, the way I recognize her is by seeing that she has a phase. Like shadows, and there's Kerbin again. And yeah, Minimus isn't jumping out at me. Now we can kind of cheat. We're taking like a slow journey to the moon. Like halfway here is we can find, oh, Minimus. No, I was going to say it's on the other side of Kerbin. Okay, Minimus. Like if the moon is here, Minimus is behind the moon. So you can actually go in here and look and say Minimus is really like over here somewhere. That could be her right there. Anyway, she's out there. But I just wanted you to spend time in the ship, in space, deep space. That's what's exciting about our space program, is it's the return to deep space. This is deep space. Right? We're not in a low Earth orbit anymore. So this is where our astronauts have to go to and come back from. That's what's so exciting about the Crew Dragon and the Orion and the other capsules, is they're going to be the life support systems that keep our astronauts alive in deep space out here. And that's what's fun about this game, is you get to model and pretend what it would be like to be out here with them. You know, imagine what it'd be like to be an astronaut and be out here this far from home. And this, what I'm showing you with the orbital mechanics, is how you get out to the moon and back, and we should be doing this regularly all the time in the near future. We're going to be putting up an orbital moon station to support exploration of the moon's surface. I imagine we'll be making regular trips to the lunar surface from the moon orbital space station. These are exciting times if you're a space fan. So we have transferred to the moon's sphere of influence. It is now our job to get in orbit around the moon. I do that with McJeb, and I have him make a circularized orbit for me at the PE, not the AE. The perihelios. Is it parapis? Parapis? Okay. I'm going to call it PE for short. Create that node. Ooh, that did not go well. What did I do wrong? I have to pick the moon? Right? Am I not in the sphere? I may not be in the sphere yet. It needs to be like blue. So I'm going to fast forward a little bit. Let's remove all the nodes. Boom. Fast forward a little bit more. Come on. I'm nudging it. 2. And I'm looking for this line to turn bluish, maybe? There. So now we are in the sphere of influence of the moon, which will let us circularize the orbit at the PE, which there we did. So that's the orbit we're going to try to achieve by doing a 232 meter per second burn at this node as we go by. We're going to slow down to put ourselves in orbit. So that's a retrograde burn. And we have been retrograde to the target the entire time. At this point, I'll go orbital retrograde. Orbital retrograde, which looks like we're already in. It's an hour and a half till we do the, we'll call that the lunar orbital insertion burn. That this bird's going to put us into orbit around the moon. So I don't see any reason. Let's see, take a good look around. I can't think of any reason not to speed up. But this is what the Kerbin looks like from the moon. And then looking around, that's kind of what Minimus might look like. And there's another one. So it's hard to tell. There's some big things out there. These are big stars. All right, let's do this. Let's get into orbit. 2 times, 10 times, 100. It's pretty good. So see how I have a space station around the moon. I've got experiments going on the moon. Do they have light now? Cool, they're out in the light. I'm getting science. And what in the world is that? There's a Moon 4 debris? Oh, I've been here. From our earlier stream that had audio problems, there's debris floating around. 50 minutes out. You can see all the radio communications when I was worried about, not being able to talk, and that I knew there were relays out here on the moon. That everybody's talking to everybody. Okay, we're coming in 20 minutes. Ten, 5, 3, and the burns, I want to get to about 1 minute. In about 1 minute. Alright. I'm going to do a retrograde burn. That's what it's adjusting to right now. On the dark side of the moon. I think get used to working on the dark. But we are... Man, we could be aiming at the target, but I think retrograde is close enough. And the burn's in 1:20 for 20 seconds. So I'll fast forward that to about 30. And I'm going to fire, let's see, I'm going to do a 40-second burn at 20. Half throttle. Gives me room to increase and decrease if I want. Okay, 20 seconds. And turn the engine on. Okay, top of the nodes in 8 seconds. It's not right. Throttle back a little bit. I want it to last a little longer. Still going down. So it's 3, 2, 1. Okay, good enough. Got a little green check there that says, hey, you're in orbit. Remove nodes that are clutter, and we are at 113 and 118. Not bad. So I'll show you we are in orbit. Oh, it's dark. Duh. And that's why you want to take enough batteries with you to survive the dark side of the planet. You gotta run on your own until you come out. So I've got to start thinking about landing now. I want to land in the daylight. We don't want to land in the lowlands again. I think where, if I've landed in this crater before. I like this crater. I think I'm going to try to land in this crater. It should have a name. I think I told you that I'm using ScanSat mods. So I've scanned the moon for biomemes. There are all of these different biomemes. Down there's Midlands, Northern Basin, all the craters are biomemes. Canyons, roller craters, all these places you can do science. So we're going to try to do science by this one here that has a canyon coming out the side. That's the north one. Here's the canyon one. We're going to try to land in this crater, and this is the east far side crater. Oops. I'll close my ScanSat. So with this, I wonder if I can even put a waypoint marker. I've got to kind of look at the other side of the map. So through the crater, through the other side, about where the science guy is here, this is where we need to do the burn to lower our orbit to below 10,000. We're going to be at like 7,000 meters. So I've got to go all the way around to back here. Like the crater is here. Through about the station. About here's where I'm going to do the burn to bring it down. Maybe over here. At least I have a pretty good idea. So I've got to fast forward around. Which is what I'm doing. I'm going to peek. Here's the crater right here. Through the crater to about here is where I'll stop. To do a retrograde burn to bring that PE down. And that's, I mentioned in the other video, I think, is that burns you do on one side of the planet affect the altitude on the other side of the planet. Kind of cool. Orbital mechanics. So now if I'm in space, I know which direction to thrust in to save myself. So I'm going to slow myself down here. Try to make sure everything's ready. This is going to be a retrograde burn. I'll go ahead and do it with this engine. And then we'll eject it, and this is the part that's going to land. It's like we're in the dark again. Okay, so what do I do? Where's my ship? I think I can mark on, maybe it was a mod that I could put a GPS waypoint here, like where I want to land. Can I do that? So there's nothing here. Oh, is it ScanSat? Actually, that's it right there. That is a waypoint selector. Put the waypoint selector in that crater. There. I think I did it. So now when you pull out, there should be like a waypoint there. Alright. So I'm just guessing. Here we are. Looks about right. Am I retrograde? I am. Orbital. Okay, get out where I can watch. It's going to be the PE. We're going to bring down below 1,000. Below 10,000. Okay, it's coming down there. See how it's like in one spot? Let's see where it's coming down over. And it's not coming down over the crater. So I need to advance over here more. Which I'll do. I can do that quickly. About maybe that much. Slow down again, and a little thrust. Okay, maybe a little more. Okay, see, I'm bringing that down right over the crater. Just kind of aiming it. I wouldn't mind coming over the edge. Okay, go forward a little more. Okay, watching that PE. Still like it to go a little further. Move my guy a little more over toward this station here. Like that. Okay, 20,000. 10,000. Okay, we're gonna come screaming over that crater at 7,500 meters. We're back here in the back. We have less than half an orbit left. I'll go ahead and fast forward to the daylight for you and then separate from this vehicle. We're at 100,000 and we're coming down. Fast is what I was worried about. If you have a lower orbit, you don't have as much speed and energy as you're coming down. And I thought about coming in at like 50,000 meters or something, but 100,000, we can do it. We got lots of fuel. We're just coming around the corner here until we get to the daylight. A little faster, 90,000. Gonna do a little science in the crater. 50,000. 40,000. There's the sun. Alright. Let's get things straightened out here. Take a look at where we're at. Okay, here's the crater. Here we are coming in. I'm gonna come over this edge. I might go a little long. I might try to land, like, see these big ones? I might fly over, and I'll try to identify this unique kind of pair. What do you want to call that? A binary crater? Because after it, there looks like a nice area to land. So that's what we're doing. Anything other than that, I'm just trying to look at pretty stuff. So see how the stones are on the surface, casting shade. And get rid of this. I'm not going to land with that thing on. So I kind of turn my ship 90 degrees. When I cast off stages like this, I don't want them in the same orbital plane as me. A little thrust to get away. Then back to retrograde. I like to see the little cockpit. We can put the gears down. It's kind of loud. That's loud. So I guess I should turn my mic up for me, and I turn the game audio down. So the mix I'm hearing for me is not the same mix you're hearing off air. It's just a facade. I've got a... At least I can hear the mic, and it's not breaking up. Well, that's good. All my off-air stuff is not working. I'm at 20,000 feet. There's going to be a crater over there. We're going to land in it. So there's a crater. We're at like 20,000. There is a danger we could run in. Now we'll clear. Oh, it's going to be tight. See these mountains like right here when we come over? There's a chance we could hit it. What I'll do is I'll bring us over here and we'll fly right over those. Right, because this is all going to be the same all through to about here. And that'll give me time. That's all you need is time to set things up. Time. Space-time. Gravity. Hello. Alright. Got a nice view now. I'm going to change. I'd more like my camera to be more like a chase cam. There we go. Y'all like that better. That's a free cam. That'll work. Alright. There's a crater there somewhere. Out in front of us. It's got a binary crater in it. We're going to fly over. Try to land after that. How is limited crew control? No radio signal, no contact. Really, my antenna's extended? I don't believe that. Nobody hears me. I have contact with no one. Oh well. What does that mean for me flying it? It says limited. Oh well, I'm learning all the time. So what would I have to... I think I'm being blocked by the actual moon. See, I can't talk to Kerbin because I'm on the back side. But the back side's the sunny side. So what are you going to do? So because I'm blocked with the direct path to Kerbin, then I'm stuck with the relays that are in orbit to bounce a signal off of. Alright, here's our crater. It's like, and now we're going to be looking down at a binary pair. What does it look like? Nice view. Nice textures. Do the top down. Okay, we're coming up. Ooh, it's not only is it a binary, it's like a triple. So that must be it right there. So we're going to try to land down here. So I won't fire until I'm over the craters, and that's just looking straight down. Water, how about ground? I want to be 4,000 feet above the ground. Alright, there's that triple pair. That looks good. That's a nice landing area right there. Look it straight down. Let's fire these engines. And why not do full throttle? Because it all looks good to me. So slow this down from 500 to a 0-ish. Well, I'll get below 100, like to start. And this is our orbital velocity we're scrubbing off. We're going to fall to the surface like a rock. Watch 300. 5,000 feet. I should be above the ground. 300. Looking, I'd like to go past these guys. Looks like we'll make it. Might turn my dirt burn down a little bit. 200. I can even turn it off. Because what I want to make sure is I'm past these craters here. This looks really nice to land on in here. And now that I'm sure I'm over this crater, I'll burn it down to 100 meters a second. I didn't want to stop over the craters. Kind of like what I'm doing right now. And I'll stop at 100. And at 100 we start tilting down and falling toward our target. And you'll see, like from the moon, it'll tell you, that we're coming down in the crater right about there. Probably a little shorter. So I'm going to start a slow burn. Here's our fuel over here. Plenty of fuel to keep us from accelerating. I like coming down at like 100. And 100's good because we're 4,000 feet off the ground. We want to get down there. You can sit up here and burn fuel all day long if you want to. So you want to keep some speed heading down. Which is what we're doing. Oh, this looks good. Nice new textures and stuff. Alright, 3,000 feet. So I'm not slowing down all, I'm just holding my hover. And let's scrub off some speed. 2,000 feet. I don't want to hit the ground too hard. 90. 2,000 feet. 2,300. 70. Still 2,000. 60. 50. 40. I'd like to keep her coming down. We're still at 1,500. Coming down at 35. Slowly losing speed. Kind of straightening out. Surface retrograde. So this keeps the thrust going in the direction of our travel, slowing us down. We'll eventually just hover. At 1,000 meters, that's good. We're coming down. I'm going to slow it down. We're going to land at like 5 or 6, below 5. 1 if we can. Just set it down. 700. That's the best view. Where's the shadow? Yeah, you can watch yourself. That kind of tells you how far off the ground you are. We're 20. 500. Okay, well, it's about time to get to 10 meters a second. 300 feet. 15. Alright, we're right around 10, 12. I'm going to hold it there. Keep it coming down to 300. Like, if you were looking at a TV and broadcast antenna, 300 meters high would be really high. Coming down. We're at 5. This is landing speed. We're safe. Watching my shadow. 200 meters. 7. We're picking up speed. That's okay, because we're still coming down. We got 100 meters. See, that's a big antenna. Under 100 meters, I'll start slowing her down. Okay, 100 meters. Let's start losing speed. 50 meters. I'd like to be under 5. Let's do a little harder burn to get below that. And we're in the 4 range. This is looking good. Keep her coming down. Like 20 meters. 2. That's looking good. Keep it coming down. Okay, I'm actually picking up speed. And ready to cut the engines. On contact right now. And that is my landing on the moon. Yay! We landed in a crater, so we're going to get to do some science here. What kind of science? Well, look at what I brought. I brought the whole Science Junior kit. I do an observatory. We're over here. Look at all that science. We're going to get 100 science points if we take this home. That's the goal. We could transmit it now. Do you guys know that? If you play, so reset materials, review the data. If I transmit it now, I'd get that much. But if we take it home, we get all 100. So I do experiments, and I'm taking them home. So he's ready to go home. And then everybody likes the moon goo, right? We're going to do the moon goo and take it home. We're going to do the temperature and take it home. We're going to do the atmospheric pressure log and take it home. Any other science strapped to this capsule? No, because we have to take it all home. I think that's it, other than what we can do internally now. There's a crew cab, so we can do a crew report from the moon's east far side crater, and take it home for 20 science points. Alright, anything else on here can do science? I don't think so. I think we're knocking them out. Bob can do an EVA. He's a scientist. Alright, and when he's outside on an EVA, he can do a crew report? An EVA report. And he's going to get 32 science for that. We're going to take that home. Remove helmet. Now we're going to leave that on. We're going to take a surface sample, and we're going to plant a flag. Review the report, deploy the chute. Okay? I don't think so. I think U turns on his lights. We'll come down here. We got the EVA report. I was mentioning in the other video that the thrusters will knock the flag over a lot. What is that? I'm supposed to bring home like a moon rock. Sometimes some limestone. And it's like, what is this thing? That's it. I've never seen anything like that before. Looks like a good place for a flag. Yeah, I'm supposed to go to the moon and bring back some moon rocks. Can you go first person? I think we can see him from the front. Yay! Oh, he can fly. We can fly him, I think. Here's the rock we were looking at. You hit R for rocket. We're just going to burn his fuel for the hell of it and fly, go to the rock. Now, once you start going, we need to stop, which is S, stop, and land. Okay. Well, that's an interesting looking rock. I've never seen anything like this before in the game. What have we got here? Gosh, if I had a probe arm, that'd be great. What are you? Is there anything I can do with you? Interesting. New rocks. Okay. This is a good place for a flag, isn't it? He can take a surface sample. And that's going to be worth 120 science when we get back and take it home. And then he's going to plant a flag. And we need to call this like the East Farside Crater. Is that what it is? East Far Side Crater? And capitals is fine. That if we do his science, like take a surface sample, sure, override it. It is the East Far Side Crater. Right? That's what I call the East Far Side Crater. And this guy, read the plaque, East Far Side Crater. Perfect. Close. Alright, now I've got a whole bunch of experiments to set up. So we took the surface sample, we planted the flag, he got the EVA report. I think he's pretty much done except for setting up the experimental site. We brought up the moon goo, new experiment, and the weather module. I forgot. And there's no weather on the moon. I mean, I could try. We brought it. I might as well drop it here. But that's what the clue I'm getting is that there's no atmosphere on the moon. So the weather experiment doesn't work. How is everything? We're on the sunny side. There's solar panels out, so it should be sitting there charging. That's good. That'll work. The last one, we were in an eclipse, and there was no light. So I brought the experiments up in those containers on the side of our rocket. And I think I'll go ahead and take the time to set them up because I deleted the other video. So even though the experiments are there on the moon, on the other side of the moon for me, you didn't get to see me put them there. So we can put them here in the crater. So every biome I go to, I set up this experimental equipment to generate more science for me. So how about a solar panel? That's what that is. And I thought, where are we going to put the experiment? Hopefully it won't blow away. I thought towards this rock over here. I'm just looking around. Yeah, this is probably like right. You know, we should get it a little away from the thrusters. We'll see. We'll watch if it blows away when we take off. So, place. This is just a solar panel. Hey, come on, place. And since it's a solar panel, I'm like, where's the sun? Okay, it's directly overhead. Looks like that's the Milky Way is how I get the ecliptic plane. So we should put the solar panel like not like that. So not like, well, that could go like that. Okay, I'll put it like that. Right, that hopefully it'll be able to track across the sky. So place is a spacebar, I think. Okay, that's placed. Should start making electricity for our experiment. Now I'll run and get another one. Whee! There's 3 solar panels. Actually, I only need 2. Yeah, let's leave the why. I mean, I'll bring stuff that I need if I come back. I have a lot of money, I think. I'm not stressing. So this is a second. So 1 solar panel is for the controller, 1's for the experiment. I'll place it, and I'd like it to be similar to the other one. Will that work? Yeah, so I guess they're side by side like that. I'm trying to go backwards, and it turns the whole thing. I would like it to be like next to this one, like that. I guess that'll work. Alright, now the controller. Okay, I'm looking down at my cell phone. It seems it's the only thing that's useful. Okay, are the controllers in here? Are you the controller? That is the control station. Yes, it is. So give me that. And my little Kerbals backpack. Let's get that controller down, and I'll put the controller on the far one. Look at how he runs now. What's up the little fast running? Versus before, he's like... Alright. Your inventory should have a control station. And I'm thinking it would work right there is a good place to control, and then I'll put the experiment over here. There's the controller. It should have power. It should start doing controlling type stuff. It's basically an antenna. It's going to send back the science from the experiment. This is stuff that came with Breaking Ground, I think. I should be more sure of myself when I tell you things. Experiment. There's another one over here. And this is Bob. He's a scientist. So because we're setting up this scientific equipment with a scientist, we're going to get bonus science. We got the goo editor and the weather and the solar panel. So I'm just going to take the goo because weather don't work on the moon. I tried it. Go, Bob, go! Whee! And here we go. We came all the way to the moon to place this science on this site. In the name of science, I place the moon goo experiment. Back up a little. Too close. And if you've never seen the moon goo experiment before, there it is. There's the moon goo. And there's a camera watching the moon goo on the moon all the time. And we'll study that for months and weeks. What is that, a salute? What are you doing, dude? Good job, Bob. Good job. You're right. Your work's done here. Our work's done here. We have buku science, dude. We have science out the butt. We have like 500 science points on this ship right now. All we gotta do is get it home and land it on Kerbin. Anything else you want to do on the ground here? I can't think of anything. I'm looking. No chat. I don't see anything. Because I have to jump up and get on that ladder. And before I do that, I would like to make sure everything's done down here. Right? And just, I'll put it on here. We have not removed his helmet. We've taken a surface sample. We have the EBA report, planted a flag. That's typically what happens. So it's running, jump, and F to grab. F, F, F. And climb up and board. So all of him and his experiments just loaded. I think we are good to go. I'm looking around the ship looking for more science. I think I told you I always forget something. Alright, how's our... See, now we got radio signals. Now we got a good connection. So I should have good control. Alright, I think we're ready to fly home. We'll wrap this stream up here with a voodoo science hall, and then I can go unlock more of my tech tree and show you, how... Dude, if you noticed, I didn't use any of the SpaceX Falcon parts for this moon landing. But I do have that mod in the game, and that's unlockable like next. So we may go unlock the SpaceX Dragon capsule and the Falcon 9 first stage boosters. And that's a hell of a way to go to the moon. And it's really neat to build space stations out of the boosters. So, on that note, we're going to take off. Get off this rock, off the moon. And I want to get in the same kind of orbit I was in. So I want to go that away, and it's always, how do I know which way is that away? Well, I'll look at the sun and go left. Left? If that makes any sense at all. And then I look for the Milky Way in the sky, and most of it's behind me, so I'll only see a tidbit. God, I wish there was something up there to let me know. The sun, let's see, directly overhead. Here's our experiments. The sun's going to be to my left, so aim toward the direction of the sun. So if I'm on the surface here and I'm looking up, so yeah, learning to navigate in this game, like which way to go is a thing. Okay, there's the sun, and I told you to look up and it'd be south. So the sun's over here on the Milky Way, which is like the ecliptic plane. So go that way. We're gonna go that way. Hitting the screen. We're all lined up. He's gonna fly over on his back, or we'll do a rotate. And on that note, let's do a save game. So save game. While we're on the moon surface, I'm ready to take off. We're done, right? I'm gonna pull out, and I'm looking at the craters. Like, we came in over the 3 craters. And they must have been back here, so that's why being here and looking at the sun and going that away makes sense. Alright, I'm going that away. And taking off, it's all just crack the throttle up to about a third. Straighten it out so I'm going straight up. And I'm going to do a rotate. Whee! Like so, we're at 90 there, and then I'm leaning forward into the Milky Way there, get on the 90. That'll keep us on the equator, but I don't think that matters. And then I get to go about 45. I'm gonna go cruise up. Alright, I think we're on our way. 90, we're at 45, our altitude's at 1,000. We'll look back at our base as we fly away and say, that was nice. That's how big the crater is. Look at what we flew over. We landed. We did, in the name of mankind. We'll learn from this journey. So, at about 2,500 here, let's get rid of those side boosters. Bye-bye, we're going home. Keep my thing, it looks like it nudged us a little bit. This is what we're traveling home in. Go ahead and open up a solar panel or 2. Like to get up, basically what I'm looking at is how high, what's our apogee over here. 15,000. I'd like to get up to like about 50,000 or so. See how we're coming out of the crater? We took off in the crater. We're getting our climb out. We're actually climbing. That's actually like the rim of the crater over here. We're climbing our way out of it. Real slow. I could do it faster. But I like to chill, just be mellow. About 10,000 feet. Everything's going good. It looks like we got plenty of power. We got plenty of fuel. We're on our way home. All we got to do is get this thing on the ground. 25 will work. 50 probably better. Got this guy orbiting at 50. Maybe I'll go 60 or so I'm not in the same plane. See how it just keeps growing and getting higher and higher? I'm just heading out at like a 45-degree angle. Thrust is at like a third. We got plenty of fuel. And we're just passing 50. Oh, I'll stop here. So I'm under the space station. God, we're almost gonna like rendezvous. That'll be interesting. So we're just gonna float in space until we get there. I'm looking, I got a good radio signal. Anything I need to do on the ship before we head home? Everything's looking good. I got more solar panels. Actually, I like it. That's what, I'm gonna put these out. No, tuck these away. It's just redundant backups in case I break them. I like to go out on spacewalks and I take out solar panels when I spacewalk with a Kerbin. So that works for me. Flying home. Alright, I gotta reach the top of this arc. And that's gonna take 4 minutes. So I'll speed it up to about 1 minute. And we need to create the orbit. So I'll start about 1 minute out, maybe 2 minutes out. We'll stop right here. Ding, ding, ding. And tell McJeb to circularize the orbit at the AP. So at the AP, create the node, and that's the lunar orbit. And I'm supposed to aim at the blue target. So right now we're just kind of in a climb out. And there's the target. This is the orbital insertion burn for the moon. I have to get 227 meters per second faster, or I'm going to fall right back to the ground. So with all the burn I've done so far, I would just come out of the crater, peak here, come back down and crash. One minute to a 20-second burn at full throttle. If I do half throttle, it'll be like a 40-second burn. So 40-second burn, I'll start at 20 seconds. So I've played enough to where this stuff's just automatic for me. I just think of this stuff as I'm flying. What do I need to do? In 20 seconds, I'm doing a 40-second burn. An orbital insertion burn. Is that the crater? Is that the landing site? Alright, we're about 20 seconds. Let's crack the throttle. And I'm looking here. Burn time about 40 seconds. So not quite half throttle. I'm inserting myself into a lunar orbit. Watch these ballistic curves are growing and they'll eventually... I'll just let you watch. Because I've seen this. This is how I learn. Just watch that ring expand and expand. I'm driving by looking at the point, so keep myself on the target. The blue target. Watch us go. We're just about to, let's see, at 50. When the PE pops from the other side, right here. Now, if this is 50, I want to stop, and this is about 50. There's 40, and stop. Right there. Remove the nodes, and you'll see that we're at 48 and 50. That's a good orbit, isn't it? That'll work. I'll let you see. That's a 50,000 foot orbit over the moon. That's a canyon. Oh, look at that. Oh, we should have flown over the canyon. You can land in that. That's a biome in itself. The canyon. You can go down and do science in the canyon. Bring home another 500 science. We'll see. Wait till you see how much science we get when I land this thing. So you can do your science on Kerbin, man. I'm doing mine on the moon, but like I say, I haven't been back from Mars yet, but I imagine if you send something like this to Mars and bring back science, it should be worth a shitload. Alright. Beautiful day to fly, right? Everything's going. It's a good day at the moon. Where's Kerbin? Looking up in the sky. There's a sun. It must be behind the moon. I don't see it anywhere. Zoom out. And there we go. Yeah, so Kerbin's there. We're here. We want to go home. So all we have to do is pick Kerbin as a target. So Kerbin's the target now. Kerbin. Set as target. McJeb has a return from the moon create the node for me thing. So it just did. So I'm trying to get to focus on the moon. So you can see that we're in this orbit, and we're going to, at this node, burn and leave the orbit, throw ourselves out here, and hope and pray that Earth, Kerbin, will pick us up. And it always does. So this burn is in 15 minutes, just right in front of us here. And I'm going to make sure everything's ready for the burn home. Let's go prograde. That's one way to get ready. Engines on. What anything I have to do before I go home? I don't think so. Alright. We're going to fast forward to the burn maneuver to send us home. Right here it's 15, 13. I'll let you look forward. That's a crater I've been in, but I don't think it's the same crater. There's 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and I'm going to stop here. Go prograde, take manual control, get on the blue target. That looks about right. And we burn 263 meters a second in 1 minute. Since it's a 20-second burn. How about I save here? Save often. That's how easy it is. Alright, I'm gonna do a half, I'm gonna do like a 40-second burn at 20 seconds. We're 40 seconds out. One last look at the map. If that makes any sense to anyone. 10 seconds to the burn. 3, 2, 1. 40-second burn here. Not much to look at here. It's pretty dark. Burn about halfway through it. Still aiming to the blue dot here. That looks good. So we're about halfway through the burn. I like to go out here, because I've just learned with these guys. Watch this. We're still in orbit, and it'll break when we break the orbit. We've applied enough thrust. Okay, slow her down. Slow her down. I'm going to re-aim down here at the blue dot. It was a little off. And now thrust and lay this one on top of it. Kind of watch. I can get more precise this way. 60. $30, 20, 10. I'm slowing it down, and I'll manually stop it right there. Right? Looks like it's right on top of it. So that's how I end up doing it. Remove all the nodes. Possibly save the game again. And I'll fast forward. And just kind of like, well, do you want to see the moon? Yeah, the moon's nothing but black this time, so sorry. Maybe when we get out here a little further, see him flying out here. Kind of like you just sit back and watch the whole thing, how we're just going to run into the Earth's orbit, and it will grab us. About halfway. Thinking there might be something to see here. As we fly away, that's us. Camera. Crossing over part of the orbit. Let's see if we can get this fixed. That's the orbital camera there. So there's sun, moon, Kerbin. Moon, Kerbin. We're out here. Still kind of going slow. This is kind of cool. So you see both. So we're throwing ourselves out here to be caught by that. It's just amazing. But it works. And it's how they're really gonna do it. how much further we have to go. We're almost there. This is probably good. I'll stay here so you can see it. Hit that, and it's brown right now. It'll turn blue when the Earth captures us. That's what I'm waiting for. Boom. We are now in Earth's orbit. Or Kerbin. So now, when I go orbital retrograde, it should flip me around. So the speed's down. So that we're actually more orbiting Kerbin. This will probably be a good place to save too. In case I crash, I can come back to these points. Alright. Anything I need to do before we land? I don't think so. We got fuel. We're going to try to slow down. Alright. Let's go home. So let's focus on Kerbin. I want to focus on Kerbin, not switch to a flight. Here we go. And fly from here. And get, oh, dude. We're going to crash into it. That didn't work out well at all. I need a prograde burn. It's good we found that. Scratch my ear. Okay, prograde. Cracked the throttle, and we got to get out of the middle of the planet. We're going to crash into the planet right now. I believe I'm thrusting. I can check and see. I am not. Why am I not thrusting? Turn the speed down to 0. Prograde, yeah, I guess we're going to try to speed up. Right? Prograde burn. Speed up so we miss the Earth. Got to bring that out of the planet. We need a PE in the atmosphere somewhere. I'm going to come in pretty high. I'm going to come in at like 50,000. No, 40,000. 45. That'll work. And I'm going to use the remaining fuel we have to hit the brakes and drop my speed from like 3,000 meters per second to 2,000 meters per second right before we enter the atmosphere. For now, I would like to warp here. And when I warp here, I'm going to let you watch. Cool. That's what I like. It'll warp me in and it'll stop right at that point I picked. It should be like in the wall. Boom. Alright, we are at 400,000 meters. That's all good. We're all good. I should probably go prograde. And I rotate him around so he's kind of facing the Earth. We are coming in at 45,000 meters. We're pretty hot at 2,500. We're going to do nothing but accelerate as we fall toward the Earth. So that's what I learned, is to get to the moon, you have to expend energy to increase your orbit and your orbital speed. It takes more energy to get further out, but then when you leave the moon and you come back to the Earth, you fall toward the Earth and you pick up speed the whole way home. So by the time we get here, we're doing like 3,000 meters a second. And that is not good when you're trying to get this much equipment home. I could try to do a long aero brake and try to dissipate all this energy with heat. And we can do that in the future on the new content if we want to go to Mars. Did I tell you this whole thing is about Kerbal Space Program 2's coming out? And I wanted to play this and go to the moon one last time before the new game comes out, because everything's going to change. We're going to have interstellar travel and just not interplanetary travel. So we don't just go to Mars in the new game. We'll be able to go to other stars and a whole bunch of new content. We're like 350. So I'm going to get down to like 150 is where I want to burn off like 1,000. Let's see, I've got 800 meters a second of fuel left. So we're going to get down to like 150. And I'm still kind of going through the atmosphere real high. Trying to slow myself down. And when I slow myself down, I don't want to fall too soon. So that's why I'm getting down here, down around 100. But I need enough time to burn all the fuel. So it's a full throttle burn. See, I'm doing 3,000 meters a second now. I just went orbital, retrograde, full throttle, and burn it all. We're going to try to slow down 800 meters a second. I'm still at 100,000 feet. I haven't entered the atmosphere yet. And I'm in the dark, right? So you guys got to learn to do this in the dark. not freak out. I don't even know what we're going to land on. It doesn't matter. 90. Is all my fuel gone yet? And what's that doing to our PE? Here we are here. We are going to hit the planet here. For sure. 80. We're almost out of fuel. And boom. At this point, that service module is basically useless. I like to rotate 90 degrees or so and spit it off to the side. Then I go back to orbital retrograde. We are about to enter the atmosphere. This is going to happen, folks. Save game before I burn us up. What I get down to? 23, 24? That should work. We can take in the antenna. It'll burn up. Antenna. We're back. Retract the antenna. And do like a chase cam. Try to rotate him this way. I don't know how many of you are experienced with re-entry, but looks like it's heating up. Do it at night. That's fun to do it at night. I like re-entering at night. Alright, fingers crossed. How hot are we gonna get? 2,400 meters per second. We're gonna get hot. But I need to get this home. There's 500 science points in there. Alright, we're at 40,000 feet. We're not diving into the atmosphere. We're kind of skipping along. It'd be great to hold here. We're slowing down. That's what we want to see. Nothing's getting hot. That's good. We're doing great. Yay! We're slowing down. Make it look easy. If you knew how many times I've blown up trying to get this stuff... Oh, there we go. We're going to blow something up. Boom! We lost the experiment. That sucks. I want to go back and redo that. So what happened? We came in too steep? Alright. So I'm going to do a prograde burn and come in even higher. See, he made it, but I need those experiments, and the experiments are the things that blow up. So I'm going to load save, and what's the last one we did? 48. And the way we're going to correct it... Well, I'm awfully close here. And I burned all the fuel. So I'm going to go back one more. Load. Where was I at? 47. Alright. Where are we? Okay, we're still out here. That's good. Because here... Focus on the Earth. Yeah, we're back to where I need to go higher. So I'm going to go back here and do orbital prograde. I believe we're doing a burn. Bring this out of the planet. And what did I do before? Like 45? Guess I'm going to do 50, 55? 50. Will that make it a difference? Stop. That's 55. I think what's happening when we really lay on it and burn off that speed, we're definitely going to come in to the planet. So I'm thinking that can even be like 70. Just make sure we're coming in close to the atmosphere, and then I'll do the burn and we'll definitely drop in. All right, I'm going to save this and fast forward it. Do a warp to here again, like a warp here. And let you enjoy the ride. Where is that planet? Where is that planet when you're looking for it? So, if you haven't played the game before, at least this will help show you some of the mechanics that I use save game a lot, to where if you do blow up, you can go back and try it again. So orbital retrograde, we're 200,000 meters out. Again, I'm waiting till about 100,000. How long is it going to take to burn off this fuel? And why? What, is it not even turned on? Shut down the engine. Oh, I guess I gotta speed it, slow it down to normal speed. Thinking I've got a 200,000. Yeah, let's look at stuff for a minute. Just see, make sure everything's okay. Yeah, I'm coming in at 62, barely touching the atmosphere. I'm I'm at 100, like at just above 100,000, I'm going to do the burn. Okay, so speed it up. 150, 140, and right about here. Slow it down. Full throttle, orbital retrograde. And if we watch, this PV should just drop. Burn the whole thing, slows down from 3,000. At 40, so we're definitely going into the atmosphere. But I could take my time. Well, I've got to eject this thing. Might as well burn it all. Yeah, we're definitely going to do a nice, easy. See how we're not even going to get to 20 until the far side of the planet. So that's good. We're looking good. Nice gradual descent. Okay, we burned all the fuel. And that's what our descent looked like. Almost wrapping all the way around to the back of the planet. Here. Alright, we're going to enter it soon. So, manual, swing it sideways, that stage, orbital retrograde. I believe I'm ready to re-enter. Get this antenna down. Track the antenna. Retract the antenna. And this could take a while. So sit back, get yourself a beverage, and watch a long re-entry. 2,300, we shouldn't blow thing up too much. What happened before, I think, is we were too fast and we're too heavy and we got too far down into the densest or atmosphere too fast. And that caused the heat and blew things up. So if we can just hang up here like around 50,000 feet for a while, you know, and ease our way in, try to burn off some of that speed. I've landed these before. You just gotta, it takes a little finesse. Again, that science that's on board is totally worth. Wait till you see what we get if I can land this thing. Looks kind of funny. But I've had mods where it makes that Science Junior kit a lot smaller. You know, there's different ways I can put a bigger capsule on the bottom. Might dissipate some more. They do a 3-passenger thing. That all costs money. Alright, we're at 40,000 feet. We're slowing down. Is anything going to blow up? We're looking good, actually. But you saw how bad it went. How quickly it went bad last time. Gotta get below 2,000 as quick as we can. We're at 3,000. We're still, this air's pretty dense. Come on, don't blow anything up. Okay, now we're slowing down 2,000. Come on, get me below 2,000. We're gonna be in good shape. Yeah, we're really putting on the brakes now. 30,000 feet. 20,000 is where we really hit that wall of air. And oh, something's heating up. Don't blow up, 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 don't blow up. Almost. Oh, this is so. That's how close it gets. Like, oh, shit. Come on, baby, you can do it. By below 1,000, all this red will go away. We'll cool down at 20,000 feet. See, we're cooling down. We're getting denser air, cooler air. Yeah, baby, we can do it. We did it, I think. All right. In the dark. Where are we? We're 20,000 feet over the ground. I think we made it. All we gotta do is get the chutes out now. Where are we, though? Where are we? I have no idea. God, it's dark, huh? Alright, well, we're at 15,000 feet. Does anything have to be done? I don't think so. I didn't do that. I guess I must have hit the space bar at some point. They have deployed, but they won't open fully until about 1,000 feet, so we get to fall 3,000 feet. And I'll go ahead and do things like the heat shield can be jettisoned, but it'll hang around for a while until the chutes deploy. Anything else we can lose? Things are out. I think I can cover. No, reset. Close cover. I think I closed the cover on that one. Alright. I think it's looking good. I think we're going to land on the ground. I have no idea. You can't see nothing. Alright. Fine with me. All I want to do is get on the ground. Then we'll recover it. I'll show you how much science we got, and then maybe we'll go unlock something like the SpaceX mod. Yeah, if you guys didn't know, you can get the Dragon capsule. It's not a perfect mod. Somebody's got to really redo that, because it's going to be exciting when it really starts flying. We've got to be able to model it. Okay, 3,000. I expect the chutes to open like 1,000, and then the whole capsule will come to a rest at about 500. And we're trying to get down to like 5 meters a second. All right, we're gonna hit water. That's cool. It'll be splashdown. When the chutes open, the heat shield will fly away. Can you believe we've been to the moon and back? And there go the chutes. There goes the heat shield. It should explode down there. Like 800 meters up. That's still a big tower. Probably higher than most skyscrapers. Oh, just a sploosh. We're coming down at 4, so we're totally gonna nail this. Land it. Awesome. Yay! Well, I could speed it up, I guess. But how many of you have enjoyed a nice parachute ride down? Hopefully the mic's sounding better. I hear a little bit of it, and I don't hear any popping and crackling like last time. Yay, that's working. That's mainly what it's about, is getting all this hardware worked out. Streaming's a little harder than I thought it'd be. There's a lot of technical issues in there. So, you know, it's hard to watch the video and the off-air and the audio and play the game. So it's like always something is getting me. 500 meters, this will take a while, so you can speed up the ride down. Watch up here, 400 meters. I'll stop at like at 50 meters. Because see how all the way down it's the same thing? And I can't recover the capsule until it's in the water. But we did it. We got our science back to the ground. Took me a couple of tries. Splash down to about 20. There you go. Should fall over. Really? You're gonna sit upright? Now we'll trouble opening that hatch. Alright guys, let's recover the vehicle. Let's see how much science we got. I'll show you. Yeah, so science unlocks the tech tree. We got 350 science. It's less than I thought. We only got 170? Wait a minute. Some of those should have been worth... Like... He had... soil samples that were worth 100. Then it's not here. Why didn't his soil samples come back? Recover vessel, moon goo from the moon, atmosphere from the moon, crew report, EVA, but we didn't get any of that stuff. Damn it. Oh well. Yeah, so somehow we lost some science along the way. The soil sample he had, the EVA report. Well, there's the EVA report. So our soil sample's gone. Oh well. We got some science. We got 350 now. So I'll go ahead and go along with the plan to look at our tech tree. And I think everything... Oh, these are only 160. That's cool. And we got 350, so we can unlock 2 of these. So everything in this thing is unlocked. And I've unlocked some advanced electronics. Some of the things I've been looking forward to unlocking. Now, I could unlock these for 300. I could do one of them. Do I want to do advanced thermo solar panels? Fuel cells? No, I don't think that one. More antennas and more experiments. There's a seismometer and an advanced interstellar communication array. More remote controls for probes. More science. That might be is that a good one? Is the gravitron here somewhere? Is that... No, that's not the gravitron. The gravity experiment is a good one. It's used everywhere, but that's not it. We can get more wheels, but now these are more advanced. These you can't unlock. So like here, that might be a nice one. I like the cupola. And the lunar extent. Oh, we were talking about the Falcon stuff, though. So here's the bigger engines. And they give you smaller engines. Tanks. Look at all this. Here's the Dragon Crew capsules. So I'll unlock these for you. I can show them to you, I guess. So buy that. And the Falcon boosters are in here. Now we need the Falcon, the Merlin. Is it the Merlin engines? So I'm going to buy this. But we need the Merlin engines here. So I need this. And those two should make it up. And that's all of our science we spent. But what I got, now that I didn't have before, take you to the vertical assembly building. Try to get some of you guys excited about this game. We got the Dragon capsule. Right there. And it does haul. Let's see, here's all the specs. Like 7. It hauls 7. It's got built-in thrusters. I'm trying to think what else does it have. It has electric charge. Wow, it's got 1,200 electric charge. It's got fuel on board. Actually, it has engines built in. Monopropellant, oxidized. So these are just awesome capsules. I think this one opens up. Open the dock. Yeah, and that's how you can dock it. Does this one have lights? No, this one doesn't have lights. But like big jets built in. So that's really nice. And you get them in different sizes. Like these are the 3-meter ones, and then there's like a 5-meter one, the different size, like 2.5 and then 3.75. So yeah, I'll just show you. Here's a bigger capsule. I rarely use this one. I like the smaller one because they weigh the same. They're both 7 tons. So why would I have the bigger one? I like the small size. Then this one holds like 30 people. It's like, holy this is like the Starship one. You get these little space bugs. These are pretty cool to fly. They have little jet engines on the back. It'll hold, they hold these are like if you want to get cruise around the solar system, they'll look like 7. And then you get the Falcon boosters. Look at all, these are pretty cool. Like that's the BFR, I want the big fucking rocket. I'll show you this is the baby one. The smallest of them all. And it has 1,000 electric charge, 30,000 units of fuel of oxidizer, 50,000. 27,000 oxidizer, 22,000 fuel. So if you can get this thing into space, it's got a lot of fuel. And that's the small one. That's what I'm going to show you, the bigger ones. So this one's 27,000. Look at that, 33,000 oxidizer and 27,000 liquid fuel. So that's 60,000. And I'll go ahead and just put it out here. That I think it's a little bit bigger. I'm zoomed out as far as I can. So these tanks are just awesome to work with. I love them. And then you get them into space, and you can make space stations out of them, because I think they actually have stabilizers built in. They have remote control. You can fly them remotely as they are. So all you need to add is the engines. Here's the Merlin cluster. I hope I got the right one. God, I think I bought the wrong. No, I opened them up, so the Merlin engine has to be here. That's got to be it, I think. Does it fit on the bottom? And there you go. 9 Merlin engines. And God, I could probably show you. You don't even need a capsule. I think I can put this out on the launch pad and launch it just like it is. Am I wrong? Watch an epic fail happen live right now. But I believe that's the Falcon 9 booster. So stability control, max throttle. I can fly it. I can send this in orbit. Watch these fuel levels. I told you it's got 59,000 fuel there. So this thing easily makes it. Look at the acceleration. We're already at 150, so I've got to turn this thing down. To like 200 now at 1,000 feet. I'll go ahead and do this. Is this interesting to you at all? Let's see how I can get this. So we're already at 300 meters per second. I gotta throttle it back more. I don't want to go over 300 until we get through 7,000 feet. And it's hard. That's the thrust to weight ratio. God, it's around here somewhere like this. Is 2 to 1. That's pretty freaking awesome, isn't it? All right, we're at 300. I'm just gonna leave it here at half throttle. I don't even have to have it at full throttle. So what's cool about you could put a shitload of load up here, payload, like whole space stations. So I use these Falcon boosters to put whole space stations into orbit. So I get up here to like 20,000 feet, 500 meters a second. That's pretty normal. And at 20,000 feet, I don't know if you remember, I start my turn here, just slightly 10 degrees, because the wind here at 20,000 feet is still pretty thick. And it'll grab the nose of that and just flip you over, and you'll flip end over end. So I slowly, but by the time we get to 30,000 feet, it's getting much thinner. By 30,000 feet, I can like lay it over to like 45 degrees. So now like half of our thrust is going up and half of it's going sideways. We got to start getting some sideways motion. There's Kerbin down there. So yeah, if you didn't know, this is the SpaceX mod. And I like it. I use it all the time. For 20, we should be at 30, and then by 50, we should be at 20. And look, look at the speeds. We're already at 1,500. I got to slow it down. And I'll just go ahead and lay it over sideways. We're doing this 1,600 meters per second. And we still have plenty of fuel to burn. One of the neat things it does... Here, I'll stop. We're in space now, so stop the burn. You can tune this to automatic switching, toggle modes. It's all engine mode there at the top, up here. All engine versus single engine. So now we needed 9 engines. We don't need 9 engines in space. And we threw ourselves way up here to 230,000 feet. So I can do a create, circularize the orbit, add the AP, and there's the orbit. If we were to get up there, then aim it to the blue mark. And did I tell you, you know, these things have, oh, what do we call the gyro wheels we use? But it's got nice ones. They're strong. You can control whole space stations with these stabilizers. And remote control to fly. Burn time's 1.5 minutes in 3 minutes. So you see he's here. We need to get here. I'll go ahead and fast forward up there. I'll just show you the final burn. Get up here about 1 minute out. Okay, pointed the right direction. Where's the planet? There it is. Okay. Toward the balloon. I'm pointing in the right direction. We burn in 1.5 minutes. Oh, it's 1.5 minutes burn. I need to go now. Go. Now, if I really wanted to use 9 engines, I could. I think I will, because see how slow it's going? We need to, like... Let's put this thing in orbit. 500, 400, 300, 200. Boom. What did we do? Well, we're in orbit. Remove all. It's 260 by 200. Not the prettiest thing, but there you go. That's how I make space stations, and you can hang docking ports, so ships could dock here and get fuel. You can kind of like rotate them up. It's out, up. Just put it on the pink thing here, and that's straight up. Stop right about there. So yeah, see how nice it is, control? And then you can just build off of this. All kinds of stuff, add lights, make it blink. And there you go. And then if you didn't know, another part of the game is I can go revert back and save all this. It didn't spend any money at all. You know, we just tested it. We're in orbit. Looks lovely. And revert flight to the assembly building, and we're back where we started. Didn't spend a thing. So there you go. I love these things. So I think that's about it for tonight. We went to the moon. We're back. We got our science. We lost some of it along the way, of course. I have no idea where it went. And we unlocked more technology on our tech tree to where now I have SpaceX first stages. And that does. It just makes the game so freaking cool. I've had so much fun with this stuff. I have had space stations made out of this booster around Kerbin, the moon, and Minimus, and fully fueled with fuel and God, all kinds of stuff. I've actually moved resources across the solar system. All right, we'll call that a wrap for tonight. So that means I've got to go over to OBS Studio. What am I looking at? When I look at this string, I don't see any. Oh, Marcus Lake. Everything looks good and sounds good. Nice job. Thank you, Marcus Lake. Appreciate you watching, dude. Like, comment, and subscribe. That's how the algorithm works. Anything else? What's OBS Studio doing? We haven't dropped any frames, so everything looks good. So thank you so much for watching tonight, and I'll see you next time. Have yourself a good evening.